So like many of y'all, you probably saw some of the videos from the Comma YouTube channel where they were showcasing some of the e2e features. And out of curiosity, I went ahead and installed the branch. I'll put in the description on how to install it, but it's pretty simple. You just uninstall the current OpenPilot you have, and then you just punch in a URL during the install phase. Alright, so let me go ahead and activate the ADS, and let me activate OpenPilot right now. Alright, so I have my max speed. I'll set to 45 miles an hour, and essentially OpenPilot will now handle how fast it thinks it should be going based on the environment. So again, I have it at 45, and it is crawling around here at 29 miles an hour right now, or 27 according to the Comma device. I'm gonna disengage because this is far too slow, and I'm probably annoying everyone in traffic right now, so I'm going to disengage that. I'll re-engage it here since we're just going to be slowing down anyways. Yeah, so I'm using end-to-end both for the lateral, which is the steering, and the longitudinal, which is the gas and brake. And I'm hoping that we run into a situation where there is no lead car and we do approach a stop light or a stop sign, and hopefully get to test out the stopping capabilities of this end-to-end branch. I'm not entirely sure too, but there's rumors that this particular branch actually uses a brand new model as well. So I'm gonna let it accelerate on its own. It's very slow, but let's see how it goes. So the speed limit posted for the street is 40 miles an hour. Again, right now I have the max speed on the device is 43 miles an hour, and we are currently going 31 miles an hour, and it feels like it's braking too, so I'm sure the person behind me is probably, yeah, I'm gonna disengage because that's not very cool. So I'm driving manually right now. No lead car, and let's see if this light is going to turn. Maybe I'll engage it to see how it goes. It's not going to turn. I'm still driving manually. I'm actually still below the speed limit of right now I'm at 33 miles an hour. Maximum speed is 40 miles an hour. Turn it on here. Let's see how this goes. I think I actually want to, yeah, I think I want to go here. Let's see if it'll slow down for this turn. It's slowing down completely on its own, making this turn, and that's not too shabby. And so right now it didn't choose which lane I wanted, but luckily it chose the right one. But I am not pressing the gas or the brake. It sees that there is a stop light for me, and it is stopping on its own or crawling. Let's see, what does it want to do? It stopped. It's a little too far over the line in my opinion. There is a crosswalk coming across there. However, where I was supposed to stop was probably maybe 2 feet to where I'm at right now. I mean, I bet if I was on a driving test, I probably would have failed for not stopping appropriately right now. But I mean, this is still kind of completely experimental. And it's still fascinating that it can do these sort of things. Now, I don't know if it will start on its own though. I may need to actually press the accelerator myself, but we will find out in a few moments. But many have said that for surface streets and some expressways, it performs fairly well. But as you saw prior, whenever things open up, and as a normal human being, like you do feel like you can comfortably go the speed limit that's posted. The AI, or whatever you want to call it, is still very, very conservative and essentially drives like a scared tourist, is how I would put it. It's like being in a place you've never been before and then trying to drive. Obviously, when you're familiar with the location, you can make decisions and actions without really needing to know about the environment. So I had to press gas myself. That's totally fine though. And then I'm gonna go ahead here. Now I don't want to test it here because I actually want to make a right turn. So let's go ahead and manually drive for now. Alright. Go. Alright, and maybe this way. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to set the speed again. So again, we're at maximum of 43, currently at 30 miles an hour. It is, I'm going to give it some help here to go in the correct lane, but it sees the stop light, probably also sees a T intersection, so it is stopping. So I wouldn't, again, stop at the distance that it's at right now, but that's not bad. So I'm completely driving manually right now, and I will engage in a few moments here. I'm now engaged. Again, the speed, I'm gonna give some help there. I think the turning was a little off. Okay, so it's going 26 miles an hour in a 40 zone. I am gonna disengage and take over. Still pretty neat though. This issue of not driving fast enough when it ought to, there's high hopes that Commaai can solve that, and hopefully they do. And engage it again really quick here. Maybe we'll hit this light. It actually braked in this situation. I hope it doesn't get any slower than it is now. I think it is dropping in speed. It's dropping in speed. I can't. There's too many people behind me to be irritating everyone on the road. But pause the video here though, because we gotta get some gas, and after the break I will get on the highway to kind of show what the end-to-end long does for a highway situation. I shall see y'all later. Alright, so we just left the gas station, and now we shall go and try this e2e branch on the highway. Going to activate the ADAS. I'm still driving manually right now. Just wait till I get in the highway, and then I'll set it to like 65 and then see how well or what it does. I'm gonna bring the car up to speed and then activate OpenPilot and see how it goes. in advance if I start going at 40 miles an hour. Okay, so my speedometer right now says 66. OpenPilot saying 63. Let's go by my speedometer and actually activate it right now. So I just activated it. We do have a lead car right now. I don't know if we have a follow distance that's like constant. It feels like OpenPilot is actually slowing down way too much for us. So again, I have the maximum speed set to 65 miles an hour, and we are going 45. So I'm going to actually disable this right now because I already had 2 cars pass me, and that's not cool. If I do see this car behind me pass as well, and we have some clear road behind us, I might activate it again just to see exactly how slow it really wants to go. And you know, it's interesting because on the surface streets, it does seem to perform fairly well, but as a level 2, you know, autonomous driving system, you would think that they would solve for highway use cases instead of the surface streets or faster expressways, for instance. I mean, like, this would be the bread and butter of a level 2 system, like at this very moment. So right now I'm driving at 66 miles an hour according to my dash, and if I were to activate OpenPilot, automatically it starts braking. Like, I mean, unfortunately there's no indicators on the UI that show when this system is braking or pressing the gas, but I mean, I felt the G's on my body actually literally decelerating the car at a pretty significant rate. And so that's kind of alarming, right? But I mean, again, this is an experimental branch. The branch that I'm using is also, you know, available for the public to use. One can hope that you know, Commaai does have their own branches that they're using that are private and performing better. Because if this were truly the state of what end-to-end is, it does feel like they have quite a ways to go. Very strange actually driving a situation like this because I'm so used to having OpenPilot, and this would be normally a cakewalk for the system, but because its behavior for these scenarios is just unacceptable, it's hard to actually engage it right now. Alright, so we do have some fairly clean road behind us, so let me see if I can activate it right now. So definitely feeling the deceleration. It's currently going 50. I need to disengage. This is way too slow. There's a bunch of cars behind me already. Alright, maybe we'll activate it again here. I mean, so I did activate at a fairly low speed. There's no lead car indicator, but it's going 50 miles an hour right now. Okay, I'm gonna disengage. That's just, there's a bunch of cars just came up behind me. And normally I think where it would shine is situations like this, because normally I keep my car at 65 miles an hour through this curve. I have used different versions of OpenPilot, like Dragon Pilot or even Sunny Pilot, where it will take into account the curvature of the road and actually reduce the speed so that you're actually traveling through it at a more comfortable like rate. So right now I'm at 58 miles an hour, which feels pretty good compared to like leaving it locked at 65 miles an hour. Luckily my car can make those turns. There's no like torque warnings or anything. However, it doesn't inspire the most confidence because you're kind of like racing through a curve like that. I think I'm gonna end it with that, with the highway side, and I'm gonna head towards more surface streets to see how it reacts with, you know, stop lights and stop signs again, because obviously for the highway it is not ready for that. right now I'm just driving manually. Feels really odd, but I will take this exit here and actually activate it. I mean, with it being so slow, it's not a big issue because we are exiting the highway. I'm gonna make a left-hand turn here. Right, I'm gonna disengage because I don't know if it's probably a good idea to test it out with someone right on through here. Alright, so again, maximum speed is still the highway one I set at 63 miles an hour. Let's see what it does here. So right now it is driving completely on its own. It is controlling the steering and the gas. It is going at 30 miles an hour. However, there is a lead car, and I'm not sure how much that's actually influencing its behavior, but I'm going to steer into this turning lane. And obviously it'll do the stops. I'm curious if it'll actually make this right-hand turn. Actually, no. Instead, it's a green light, and it decided to stop for it. So I'm gonna take over and continue on. So again, the maximum speed I have set for this is 63 miles an hour, and it is currently going 30 miles an hour, which is, I mean, for a street like this, maybe not so bad. I can't quite remember what the actual speed limit is for this particular stretch of road, but I believe it's around 40 miles an hour. Maybe, yeah. So I mean, I see that's the speed limit ahead right now, and it does say 40 miles an hour, and we are currently going 28 miles an hour. This Tesla's probably thinking, why is that person crawling through the intersection? And yeah, we're still going. I probably blocked their window of opportunity to go. I'm going to leave it fully engaged. So again, it is driving completely on its own. It thinks I should be going 27 miles an hour back there, but what's neat, I think it does recognize the stop light, and so it is braking for it. Let's see how close it brakes to the actual line this time. That wasn't bad. I think I probably would have stopped at the same distance too. So that's pretty neat. I did mention big model before, and what I'm excited about that, I mean, I don't know all the details, but as the models keep progressing, we should start utilizing the fisheye lens, which actually, that'll have a better understanding of the entire scene moving forward. Alright, I'm gonna activate it here. Let's see what happens. Again, it's at a super fast maximum speed. It's going through these corners at 30 miles an hour. I mean, the sign did say 35 for the curbs here. We got this Honda tailing me, so I'm gonna disengage. That's it's not fair for me to be testing this out on public roads and becoming a nuisance to people around me. I mean, it would be cool if it was, school was in session, because this is a school zone, so I could slow down, but that school zone ends right there, or maybe it's a playground, but we're back to 40 miles an hour, and unfortunately, this end-to-end model just likes to stick below 30 miles an hour through situations like this, and I don't think that'd be fun for anyone. But let me actually change lane. There's no one else in this lane behind me, and then see what happens. So again, maximum speed's at 63. I'm gonna guide it because obviously he doesn't know if I want to go right or left. But we are approaching this stoplight. Will this Civic get in my lane? Did not. So again, it's stopping for these lights, which is amazing. Did it stop a little too far? I would say so. We got pedestrians coming across right now. I'm actually going to disengage, because if they are going to cross, let's not gamble on that. I mean, I doubt anything would happen, but there's no point in trying that out and endangering other people. Probably doing enough of that already. Mustang behind me with this crazy exhaust, but maybe they'll see that I'm going too slow and just move around. Okay, so, whoa, it is, well, that was a lot of braking. I'm not sure what for. Maybe it thought that I wanted to be in that lane. Who knows? Now let's turn it on again during this curve. So again, the speed limit I have set is pretty high, way higher than the actual street. However, the model is deciding how fast it wants to go, and it is approaching another light, which it is stopping for. And now it's green. Let's see if it'll go. Will it go? Will it stop? It actually wanted to stop, so I'm wondering if, like, once it tells itself it needs to stop for a light, it's just going to fully commit to it and never accelerate on its own. But again, this is experimental, so we don't know all the details. I'm going to engage it again. Going 30, 36, 35, 35, 34. There's a curve. Okay, there's someone behind me. I'm going to disengage. Turn into one of these residential streets to see how it reacts to stop signs. Now, mind you, I mean, this is not my first, attempt at trying these like stop light and stop sign features for OpenPilot, because before this, Shane, with his stock editions fork, had a little button in the UI. It was called the model long button, and when you did activate it, it would respond to lights and stop signs, and even curbs on the road. So I mean, a lot of this has been happening for a while, and it really is just a matter of OpenPilot improving the behavior around those situations. I'm going to drive manually through here. I believe I want to make a right on that light. Just going to go ahead and do that now. And fingers crossed we run into some stop signs. Knowing my luck, this is probably like a dead end to a gated community or something. Cool, stop signs. Speed limit for this area is 25 miles an hour. I just activated it. Again, my max speed is at 63. I have not changed that. There is a stop sign coming up, and let's see if it stops for it. Let's take a left. Nope, it did not want to stop for it, unless it wanted to do like a solid California roll, which is not cool at all. Alright. There's someone on my rear right now. I yield. I've been through this area. I will yield. Oh, I'm going to let this gentleman pass. Okay, so I'm going to activate it again. School zone, so if it goes 25 miles an hour, I don't care, because whatever, it feels natural. So again, it's deciding how fast it wants to go. Right now it's going at 23 miles an hour to this area here. So we are approaching a stop sign. Let's see how it reacts to it. So it sees that lead car, but the lead card's gone. Now it's approaching the stop sign, and just blew right by it. Okay, so that is behavior we don't want. But it's fair. I mean, again, this is experimental. I mean, even trying this out is super dangerous and probably not advised. And so, if you were to ask yourself, should I be trying out this branch? I guess it really depends on how risky you are, right? Let's see what happens here. I actually want to make a right, but will it stop? Nope. So I'm going to take over and complete this drive. Thanks for watching.